Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another video. Quick one today. I came across a video with Blackboy Max talking about how streaming is a harder thing to do than a 9 to 5. It feels like this debate has come up multiple times. It just feels like it has spurts when it just rears its head. You have people that think streaming is harder, which would be the streamers, and you have the people who think working a 9 to 5 is harder, which would be the people working a 9 to 5. So it's just like a split down the middle. Now, where do I fall on this? Personally, I think they're both hard in their respective brackets, but overall, I would say a 9 to 5 is harder in general. Before I go more into detail, let's hear what the streamer Blackboy Max has to say about why streaming is harder than a 9 to 5.
Understand what I'm saying? Being like a streamer or any face on the internet is harder than a 9 to 5 in certain ways because it fuck you up mentally. Now, waking up every day and go to a job and lifting boxes, like depending on what you're doing, that's just tough too. That shit is hard. That shit is very hard. That shit is very hard. It's very hard. Like, you feel me? Especially when you're doing a job you don't enjoy doing. That shit is tough. That shit will fuck with your mental. You might want to, you feel me? You might be tired of it. You might be unhappy. But being a face, like being a top streamer, is difficult because of all the shit you go through in terms of like living life. I promise. I'm telling you, gang. You are literally seeing thousands of niggas give their thoughts on you every second. That's not supposed to be. Like, no human brain normally should be able to tolerate that. Just keep it a buck. It's not true. You feel me? Facts. Understand what I'm saying.
So as we just watched, he said being a top streamer is harder than working a 9 to 5 because you have multiple people commenting about you and I guess your whole persona and everything. And that's his justification as to why being a streamer, a top streamer, is harder than working a 9 to 5. You know what's the funny thing about that video? He might have not realized this, but he actually detailed why working a 9 to 5 is harder than being a streamer. Let's watch it again.
Now, waking up every day and go to a job and lifting boxes, like depending on what you're doing, that's just tough too. That shit is hard. That shit is very hard.
He says waking up every day and lifting up boxes and going to a job you don't like, that is hard. That is hard too. I'm sorry, but that alone already disqualifies and already dismantles your whole argument as to why streaming is harder than working a 9 to 5. Because let's really play this out logically. If you are getting paid millions of dollars because you are one of the top faces of streaming, and all you have to do is sit on your chair and pretty much talk. I'm not saying that's an easy thing because I'm not gonna lie, I can't sit on my chair and just talk and be entertaining. Being entertaining is difficult, right? Because you have to like constantly be engaging with your chat. I understand that. I'm not even trying to downplay the difficulty of streaming because I know I can't do it. But the fact that you can just sit and talk to your chat for like 2 hours or 3 hours and get paid millions of dollars, it pales in comparison of sitting at a desk for 8 hours and getting paid minimum wage in some cases. So the fact that you are saying that being criticized is tougher than slaving your life away for chicken change, it just means that you're out of touch. So here's the thing. I'm gonna shoot him some bail here. Yes, I do agree that having people constantly come at you online and literally dog pile you with what you're doing or what you've said, or people trying to like point out like contradictions or whatever, trying to just, point out mistakes you've made. I understand that. And if it's constantly going on, I get that. That can affect your mental. But here's the thing that streamers have the benefit of doing as opposed to working a 9 to 5. Some of these streamers are locked into deals. Some of these streamers just make passive income if they don't even stream. So you can be going through all of that turmoil of people constantly dragging you. You can literally just not stream for a week or 2 weeks and let all that die down and get back to getting this money and being entertaining. You can do that. Working a 9 to 5 You can't just say, oh, because my coworkers are being mean to me or my boss is being mean to me, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna just take a week or two off and come back and act like my job is still gonna be there. No, that's not how it works. You see, this debate in itself doesn't even make sense. Because you have multiple people coming into streaming. Again, I'm not saying it's easy, but you have the fact that you can make a living off of streaming. You can make more than a person working a 9 to 5 just by streaming for like maybe a couple of months. Should tell you again, what you're doing is not harder. It's just, might it be stressful? Might it be more stressful? Sure. Is it harder? No. But can you find a 9 to 5 job where you can be a millionaire off of a couple of work days? No. So at the end of the day, he's young, and this is probably the majority of work he's done. So this is all he knows. So obviously he's going to then determine that what he does, because he probably does go through stressful situations and hard situations. So he feels like this is probably the epitome of hard work. And that's fine, it's relative. But I think if you're looking at it from an objective standard and all the variables that come with both type of work, you would objectively come to the conclusion that working a 9 to 5 is way harder and it's way more stressful, and the work you do versus the compensation you get is not always linear. You would come to that conclusion that working a 9 to 5 is harder. It's just not even a debate.
That shit is very hard. It's very hard. Like, you feel me? Especially when you're doing a job you don't enjoy doing. That shit is tough.
He literally said, working a 9 to 5 is hard, especially when you do a job you don't enjoy doing. These streamers that stream, it might be stressful, it might be hard, it might be, the worst thing ever, but they enjoy doing that. People who work a 9 to 5 most of the time have to do it out of necessity, not because they enjoy it. So you find the rare people that enjoy what they do, but most people working 9 to 5 do it because they have to pay their bills. If you say streaming is harder than a 9 to 5, you're coming from a place of delusion, because you enjoy doing what you do. You might just have like bumps and bruises on the way, but you still enjoy it. You have bumps and bruises in your 9 to 5. You don't enjoy your work. You still have to do it because you have responsibilities. You have a family you have to support. So it's just like a non-debate at that point. So anyways, I'm gonna end the video right there. I just wanted to kind of like come on here and give my brief thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think streaming is harder than working a 9 to 5, or do you think working a 9 to 5 is way harder than streaming? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.